Hi everybody, I'm going to show you how to upload a video to YouTube and then how you can edit this video using the editing system built into YouTube called YouTube Studio. So first off, let's show you how to upload a video to YouTube. And this is going on the assumption that you already have a YouTube channel created. So what you'll do is make sure you sign into your YouTube account first and be sure it's with your WCS username and password. Then when you get to YouTube, you can upload the video by creating or clicking on create. So you'll click on the camera and then click on upload video. And this video that I'm going to upload is one that I have already saved on my computer. So I'm going to select the file and pull it straight out of the video folder. And we'll select this video here that's about 1 minute and 20 seconds. All right, now the title of the video is pulled in from my file and it's called Advanced Google Classroom Elementary. I'm going to go ahead and just leave that as the title. You can edit it right here if you want, but I will just leave that one. And then I will click next. And then it will ask you the question, is this video made for kids? For school videos, yes, you will want to click yes, it's made for kids. And if you do that, it will prevent these personalized ads and notifications that pop up on YouTube from coming over on that video. So once you click that, we'll click next, then click next again. Now, you can determine how you want your video to be seen on YouTube. The visibility, you have 3 options: private, unlisted, and public. Now, if you choose private, that means your video will not be searchable on YouTube by anybody, and it's only available to anybody that you share that with. Now, if you click unlisted, it generates a link to the video, and then you can put that link into anything and send the link to somebody, and that is the only way they can view the video, is by having the link. It's still not searchable on YouTube by anybody, so that and private, unlisted and private, are the best ways to protect your school videos. Now, if you click public, everybody in the world will have access to it, and it is searchable on YouTube if somebody were to type in the name of your video. So you'll want to pick either private or unlisted. I'm going to go ahead and say private, and then I'm going to click save. All right, and then you'll see that the video has been added to my channel list. Now, to get to the editor, you just select the video and click on it, and that takes you into the studio, and then you just click on editor over here on the left side. And now it brings up the video along with the editor. Now, if you look, here's the video, and below it, this is what's called the timeline of the video. Now, the video is 1 minute and 20 seconds long. That 11 means that there's 11 frames because there are 30 frames per second of video. So it's 1 minute, 20 seconds. And say, for example, you want to take off the first 5 seconds of a video, or maybe the last 5 seconds of a video. Sometimes when you start a recording, you don't realize you're recording, so you want to trim it a little bit. So what you'll do is click on trim over here. And one thing I should point out too on the timeline is there are 4 tracks visible right here. The top track is the actual video itself. You can see it going all the way across. The second track is the audio, the soundtrack, where this little musical note is. And as you can see, the little wavy lines here indicate that is where the sound is on the video. These are the only 2 that you'll really need to pay attention to. These bottom 2 tracks we will not cover in this video. So, and another thing to point out, when you make an edit here, you can edit the video and the audio together at one time. So what we'll do to trim off the first little bit of the video, let's say we want to trim the first 5 seconds. All right, now on the timeline, you can see that the video is visible in 15-second increments. Now, if we want to trim off 5 seconds, let's zoom this in a little bit so that we can see it a little more in detail. Now, I moved the zoom to the first little dot, and now it's in 10-second increments. So if we move it to the middle, it's in 6-second increments. And then if you move it to the third dot, about 3/4 of the way across, it's in 2-second increments, and so forth. Moving it all the way across will make it, well, I don't know why it went to 5 seconds. Usually it should be the other way around. But anyway, we'll say about 3/4 of the way across on the third dot. And now you have about a 2-second increment. So that's much easier to handle. Now say we want to trim the first little bit. I'm going to click trim. And it highlights our entire video in this little blue box. And then I'm going to move my cursor to the beginning right here. And I'm going to drag it. There we go. You have to click on it and drag it, and when it becomes a shaded box like it is right here, that's how you know that you're getting it covered. All right, I'm going to trim over, and again, I'm going to make sure I'm zoomed into where I can see the 5 seconds. We're about at 6 seconds right here. So this is just before the 6-second mark. Now this little bit right here that's shaded is what will be trimmed off of the video when we are done. Now you'll click preview down here at the bottom. And when you click preview, you can actually watch the video right here. If you go up to the video, you can click play and hit play and see how the video will look with that front part cut off. Now, if you decide you don't want to use that trim that you just did, you can go over here and edit the trim and change it. And then you can go back and change this to whatever you want. So once you're done with it, click preview again to highlight the save. You'll click save up here at the top, and that will save the video changes that you make. So we'll click save. Now, depending on how long your video is, sometimes the save can take a few minutes to take effect. And while it's doing that, you can go into another tab on your browser. You can open another window and work on another project on something else while it is saving, but you don't want to close the tab, the browser, I should say, out while this is saving. So I'm going to go over here now into YouTube Studio, and my video, I took off the first 5 seconds, and here it is at the top right here at 1 minute and 16 seconds. Now, say for example, I want to take something out of the middle of the video, and this is something that you'll probably run into frequently. So again, I'm going to click on the video, and we're going to go back into the editor. I'm going to click on the editor right here. Now, here's our video. Now say I want to take something out in the middle right here, say about the 30-second mark. I'm going to take my cursor and I'm going to click right in here around the 30-second mark, and I'm going to trim again. Now, to do the middle of the video, you're going to click split right down here, and that gives you the option to drag this out in the middle of the video, and you can drag this out. And again, you might want to zoom in to look at your seconds of video to give you a better idea of how this looks. Okay, now we're on 42 seconds in. And that gives me about 2 seconds of increments. And then you just drag this out according to how much you want to see or how much you want to edit. I'm going to zoom back in so I can actually see it now. This is how much of the video we will be taking out. And once you're done and know exactly where you want it to start and where you want it to end, then click preview, and then we will click save. And then again, it might take a few hours for the changes to apply. Hopefully it won't take that long. If your video is not very long, it might only be a few minutes. So then you'll click save. And see now the video is being processed, and it says please check back later. Now while it's doing that, you can actually close the YouTube out and go on to something else, or you can leave it open and go into another tab and work on something else. But you can close it out at this point and get it back. Now, once the editing is done and once the video has been saved, then I'm going to go back into my videos, and I'm on the videos tab. And now if I want to download this video, the saved one with all the edits made, and use it in, say, Google Classroom or in Schoology, then I'm going to pick the video that's edited and see we took a few seconds off of it, and I'm going to click on it. And then you can download it. See, it downloads to the computer right down here in the corner. So it's in your downloads folder, and then you can move it to whatever folder you want on the computer and then pull that recording into your Google Classroom or Schoology